Hello everyone, my name is Thuwaiba and in this video I will explain the right of usufruct according to the Chilean law. First, we need to define the right of usufruct. It's a legal right accorded to a person or party that confers the temporary right to use and derive income or benefit from someone else's property. Meaning, the person given this right can use the property and earn an income from it for the period of the usufruct. This term combines the two property rights of usus, which refers to the right to use something without damaging or altering it, to live in a property for example, and fructus, which refers to the right to enjoy the legal fruits of the property by leasing it, selling crops produced on it, charging admission to it, etc. A usufructuary is the person or group of persons holding the property by usufruct. They do not own the property and do not have the right to sell it. They must keep it in a good condition and return it once the usufruct ends. An example of a usufruct is where a husband leaves his home to his child in his will, but gives his wife the right of usufruct for her lifetime or for a certain period of time until she remarries, for example. In this case, after his death, the property ownership will be transferred to the child. However, the wife has the right to use the property, let it out, and earn the rental income, but she cannot sell it, mortgage it, or leave it to someone else in her will. Usufruct is defined in Article 764 of the Chilean Civil Code as a right in rem consisting in the right to enjoy a thing at the expense of preserving its form and substance and returning it to its owner, if the thing is not fungible, meaning if it's not replaceable, or at the expense of returning the same quantity and quality of the same kind, or of paying its value if the thing is fungible or if it is consumed. Usufruct can be constituted by law, by will, by donation, sale or other act between the living, or by prescription. There are some conditions of the usufruct stated in the Chilean Civil Code. For instance, the usufruct on real estate is not valid unless it is granted by a public instrument that is registered in the Conservatory Registry. The usufruct in Chile can be constituted for a determined period of time that is stated in the contract, or it can be constituted for the lifetime of the usufructuary, which is called the life usufruct. However, if it's constituted in favor of a corporation or foundation, it may not exceed 30 years. The right of usufruct can be leased to a third party according to Chilean law. However, the usufructuary will always remain responsible for the property before the owner. The usufruct cannot be leased if the constituent prohibits it, which puts the usufructuary at the risk of losing the usufruct if they do so. By the end of the usufruct, any lease contract would be terminated. Besides the obligation to keep the property in good condition, the usufructuary must also pay all costs of conservation and cultivation, in addition to any levied taxes or payments that become due during the usufruct period. The usufruct is extinguished under certain conditions, when the day or condition of the termination takes place, or by the complete destruction of the property. If it's partially destroyed, then the usufruct continues to recover the remaining part. It also ends by the resignation or the death of the usufructuary, even if this happens before the prearranged termination condition. The usufruct can also be terminated by a judge. The owner of the property, for example, might request this because the usufructuary has failed to fulfill their obligations or has caused considerable damage to the property. One example of usufruct in Chile is the usufruct of Park Santa Laura between the municipality of Mariquina and the Austral University of Chile in 2019. The landowner, which is the university, handed over the management of the park to the municipality for 20 years so that the park can be managed and opened for public investment. Thank you for watching the video, and these are references for more information on the topic.